Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the coolant temperature sensor on your N54 powered BMW. Now this whole process only takes about a few minutes to replace the sensor itself. However, to do it correctly, we're going to make sure that their coolant's at the right level, and we're going to make sure that the system's bled properly, and then we're going to go for a drive and make sure that code doesn't come back. Here's the tools you're going to need. A brand new sensor. I went with Delphi since they make a lot of OEM stuff, and I've had no issues with their sensors in the past. A link for this will be below in the description. Shop rags, some pre-mixed coolant or distilled water, a 22mm deep socket, and a ratchet. And you're going to want a fully charged battery as well, because this procedure involves having the bleed procedure done, which does strain the battery because the car will be off for that. On the N54 motor, the temperature sensor is going to be located right here, which is by the oil filter housing and on the front of the motor. So what we're going to need to do is press in this clip here, and sometimes they just come off easy, other times you just kind of have to wiggle them free. And then you'll notice the sensor's right here, and you're going to need a 22mm deep socket for this. Even with the car parked at an angle and kind of up in the front, coolant will still come out of where the sensor's located, so I recommend to have a bunch of rags stuffed in around this area, since you can't really fit a cup or anything under there to catch some of the coolant that comes out. Now a whole lot should not come out, but some definitely will. So we're going to slide our 22mm deep socket over the sensor, and then just kind of crack it loose. Shouldn't be on there with a whole lot of force, so it should crack loose pretty freely. And then from there, we're just going to take the sensor out, unscrew it, and there's some of that coolant I promised you. See, and not a whole lot of coolant came out. That's why it really helps to park on an angle. Another thing to notice is if you see this ring right here around the sensor, sometimes those get stuck to the block, so you want to make sure this comes off, because if you try to put two seals on and tighten this down, it will leak out of it. It's also a good idea to clean up the area around it just a little bit. You don't want to get any dirt inside the hole here. So it might be a good idea to spray this down a little beforehand, which I didn't, but looks like we'll get away just fine. So now we're going to take our new sensor out of the box, and then check to see if this one came with the seal, and it did down there. So we're going to put that seal on this and then get that back in there, and with the seal on just like this. And it doesn't matter which way this ring is, it can be up or down. We're going to go ahead and put it back into the block. Screw that on by hand first. Get as much as you can, or as tight as you can with your fingers, and avoid breaking this plastic here. And then we're just going to give her a little snug. I believe that the correct torque for this is about 13 to 14 foot-pounds, but I don't have a torque wrench here, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a snug. Nothing too crazy, because you can definitely break that, and you don't want to have to try to extract that sensor. So now we'll just remove the rags. Make sure that there's nothing in the way here. Then we're going to come over to our coolant reservoir and make sure that we haven't lost too much fluid, which we really haven't. But if you did on yours, always double check. And if it's low, and mine seems to be just kind of right where it needs to be, if it's low, add some distilled water or pre-mixed coolant. And then with the cap off, what we're going to do is we're going to try to bleed the system, just to make sure that if we got any air in there, that it all comes out. But before we bleed the system, let's plug the sensor back in. And there we go. Make sure that's nice and secure. You'll hear it click, and then we're going to go bleed it now. Okay, to bleed the cooling system, you can put the key in, do not put your foot on the brake, and hit the ignition button. That way the ignition's on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the temperature knobs, go all the way to hot. Sorry for the chime. And we're going to make sure that we set the zones here to be to hot. So we're going all the way hot, making sure it's the same there. And once you have the temperature set, make sure to put the fan on the lowest setting. Hold down the accelerator pedal for about 10 seconds, and then you'll hear the water pump kick on. We can double check over here in the expansion tank that the water pump is running. You'll start to see a stream out here, and it will it'll turn on and turn off. And there you go, it's spitting out some air, and let that sit for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so now that we finished bleeding it, we're going to start the car and let it get up to operating temperature and check for leaks. So without an engine cover, those injectors are quite noisy, but so far we're going to check to make sure that there's nothing leaking, and I don't see anything dripping. Now the car is up to temperature, and there are no leaks, which is awesome news, and it's not overheating. And there's a lot of pressure in the hose. I don't recommend doing that. You could get burned. So I would say we're just about good to go. All right, so the last thing you need to do is go for a bit of a drive around for, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 miles, come back and see if that code comes back. If that code does not come back anymore, you've done a good job. So at this point, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like it if you like it, share it with a friend if it might be helpful for them. Subscribe because I'm going to have some more BMW content coming up as well. And remember, as always, keep it foul.